Okay, folks, I got something pretty decent for you guys. It's a sad story for me, and I'll explain what I mean by that in a minute. This is a 2000 Ford Explorer Sport, which basically means it's a two-door Explorer with a lot of equipment. Plain and simple. So you can see it's got leather interior. The interior is pretty clean, does have some wear right here, of course, where your elbow sits. But the rest of it is actually pretty decent. Let's start her up. And of course she starts right up, and other than, it telling me that the door is ajar, meaning that obviously the back gate's open, there are no check engine lights on. But one will come back on. I've probably spent $400 or $500 trying to get this vehicle straightened out, and finally today I got the bad news about what the deal is with this vehicle. So I'm going to be selling this, obviously at a huge loss to myself, as a mechanic special. The reason being, it has either a sticky, dirty, or burnt valve. So there's a number 4 misfire on this vehicle. You can drive it, it runs fine. I've driven it all over the place, but I have to tell you about that. You'll never even notice it on the test drive if I didn't tell you. But I just don't have the heart to have someone drive all the way here to pick up a nice Explorer, and then I lied to them and didn't tell them everything I knew about it. So I do know about it. Oh, interestingly enough, it's actually warm enough out today, even though it's the end of January, 63 degrees today. I actually could check the air conditioner, and I'm happy to report the air conditioner works fine. And of course the heat works fine too. You can hear that. Okay. Radio, let's check that.
Black light.
Radio works. Windows. It only has 2 power windows. That side works. This side works. Mirrors. Left mirror. Yep, that works. And right mirror. And as you can see, that works just fine. Cruise control. I don't know if I've tried that yet or not. I don't know if it works. It's got auto lamp and also auto, the mirror, that does the whole doohickey. You don't have to adjust it for night. Mode, I don't know what this means. Yeah, it goes between temperature and compass and centigrade and whatever. Okay, let's see. This is dirty, but as you can see, other than a little bit of dirt from my muddy feet today, it's nasty here. The carpet's in good shape. The only real wear and tear is right here, this spot on the seat, and as you can see, the leather's a little worn here. Oh, I didn't even point out the best part of this thing. 116,491 true miles on this baby. So yeah, it's got low mileage. Okay, and here's your driver's door. And you can look and see underneath, no rust. Got a little spot right here, but the rest of the vehicle is actually in pretty decent shape. Oh, the tires, I want to talk about them. Okay, look, it's even got that gizmo here for the auto locking the doors. I don't know the code though. The tires are probably 65, 70% tread. All right, they're matching Goodyear Wrangler tires. And you can see, but I gotta tell you, if I were to buy this vehicle, the very first thing I would do is put new tires on it. Tires with a less aggressive tread pattern. The problem with these tires, okay, is it makes a hell of a lot of noise, and you can hear the whirring on the highway. And I'm guessing that's just because of the tread on these tires. So if you want to have a nice quiet ride, you're either don't buy this or put newer, road style tires. Now I don't know if I can reach it. Yeah, I don't know how to get my hand in there to rev it up. But as you can see, even though it's got a misfire, you can see it's wiggling a tiny little bit, but it's not horrible, okay? But I have replaced gaskets and switches, and I've had the manifold off today to put an O-ring in. I mean, it's ridiculous the amount of work I've done to this thing. Okay, you can see from the front, it is in very nice, clean shape. Even down below, look at factory fog lights. And you can see it's not all beat up. Let's go, you can look down the side here, and other than, a little bit of wetness. Oh, it's got the very nice Ford alloy wheels. It's got the running, I don't know what you call these, step bars, that's what you call them. You can see inside the door frame. Here's the interior, your headliner. This is actually a really nice vehicle. And for the price that I'm going to be selling this for, you'll have tons of money left over to turn this into a perfect running vehicle as well. Okay? You may even be lucky and get away with just having the engine clean, and that may free up the valve. But that'll be up to you. I'm just done putting any more money into this thing. Okay. In the back, as you can see, bumper, pretty decent shape, not all beat up. Does have a Class 3 weight distributing hitch. And you can see, here's your cargo area. Actually very decent shape. And those seats do split and fold down forward, so you can actually get quite a bit of room out of this thing. All right, and of course, sorry, it's a little wet. Like I said, this is the Explorer Sport model. And what's kind of neat, you can either open the hatch like that or push the button and the window opens. Very nice. And it's got, of course, a rear window defogger and a windshield wiper. All right, coming down this side. As you can see, a couple little marks here. But overall, a little bit on the door edge here. This is pretty darn nice. Open this up. I showed you that spot already. So yeah, you're getting yourself one heck of a great looking vehicle. And like I said, shame on me, costing me a lot of money, but hooray for you. And as you can see, nice roof rack with the crossbars. Oh, power seat, let's check that out. Yep, and as you can see, the power seat works just fine. Up, down, all the positions, okay? All right, let's take her for a ride. Alrighty. Yeah, the reason the check engine light isn't on is, like I said, in fact, there it is. That's the O-ring that I just had replaced. We were hoping that was going to be the problem, but inevitably it wasn't. They had to go through all this work just to find out what actually was going on with it. What was I saying? Oh, anyway, so, like I said, it does run good, but you'll see that in a minute. 4-speed automatic overdrive. And I truly do not think it'll be a problem for someone to drive this home. I mean, I'm not saying, drive it to California, but if you live in West Virginia, Maryland, Maine, whatever, yeah, I'm pretty certain that for a day trip, it'll make it. As you can see, it accelerates decently enough that you won't get in trouble. It just doesn't run as smoothly as I would like, and like I said, that's because of the that valve, but also, I don't know if you can hear, I'm going to shut up for a second and let you guys listen. See, I don't know if you can hear that or not, but that's just a lot of road noise. And as I said, that's exactly comes from those tires. They got plenty of tread, and if you live in a snowy area, you might not want to change them because you want to have that grip. But in my opinion, if you're going to be driving mostly on, clean, dry roads, I would just put, newer, less aggressive tread tires on this vehicle. Believe me, it'll save you a lot of a headache as far as the sound is concerned. All right, we'll turn around here. All right, and then when we get back, that's one thing I love about this vehicle. It's got a great tiny little turning radius, not like, the 4-door or some of the bigger SUVs. Smooth shifting 4-speed automatic transmission. You can see it goes right up through the gears. We get right up to 50, 55 miles an hour, no problem. All right, what I'm going to do is perform a brake test for you, and all that's going to consist of is me pulling into this vacant lot across the street from the dealership and slamming on the brakes, letting go of the steering wheel, and we see what happens. What it does, it tells you if it has ABS, it tells you if the ABS works, and it also tells you something a little bit about the brake equalization, okay? And we're going to do that in just a couple seconds. In fact, I'll put my direction on. All right, and we're going to pull in here, and I'm going to pull the camera back, and hopefully you can see this as I take my hands off the wheel. Ready, and brake. Okay, now I hope you noticed that the steering wheel did a little of that. That's a good sign. It's supposed to do that. That tells you that the ABS pump is activating and it's working exactly as it should. So the good news is it's a safe little vehicle. Dual airbags, ABS, all the stuff, 4-wheel drive that you want. Oh, okay, and now we're about to test the 4-wheel drive. But one thing I'd like to point out to you guys. This is actually an all-wheel drive vehicle. And what that means is, in automatic, you never have to think, okay? If it gets slippery out, the car automatically detects which wheel's slipping and throws power to it. So you don't really ever need to use the 4x4 unless it's really bad. But here, listen up. What normally happens with a 2-wheel drive vehicle or a vehicle if the 4x4 doesn't work is if I sit on a hill, and believe it or not, we're actually on, a pretty decent hill right here, If I step on the gas, you'll hear a bunch of gravel spit up underneath, but you won't hear that on this one. See, because as you could hear, no gravel. Why? Because it's in 4x4. That's 4x4 high. I'm going to back up a little bit. Okay, and now I'm going to put it in 4 low, which all I can tell you about 4 low is if you ever need 4x4 low, you should not be out driving. All right, here we go. Within, I'd say 10 miles an hour was already in 3rd gear. That's one of the things it does. It gears down the vehicle a lot for that. But I like to show everybody that yes, indeed, the 4x4 does work in all modes. All right, go back to high first, and you can hear it click underneath, then auto, and now we're back into auto 4x4. Okay. Probably about the only negative for the auto 4x4, I think you might get slightly less gas mileage, as far, because of it. If you could put it in true 2-wheel drive, you'd probably save a little bit on gas, but other than that, no problem having it like this. Okay, let's do a recap. This is a 2000 Ford Explorer Sport. Pretty nice shape on the inside. I showed you the wear spots there and on the seat. It's only got 116,492 miles. And as I was saying in the beginning, I'm going to consider this what I would call a mechanic's special. Very simply just means you got to figure out how to free up or fix that valve in it. If you do that, you're going to have one heck of a nice, lower mileage little SUV. So if you know somebody that's handy with tools, if you're handy with tools, which I'm not, and you think you can fix this thing cheap, well, hooray for you. I pretty much fixed every other thing on it, so she's good to go. And as I always do, I hope someone who really needs a good little SUV wins this vehicle. Thank you.